Hey everybody, it's Tyler here at the Moorpark City Library. Hope you're having a safe summer. In case you didn't know, before everything got shut down, on the third Saturday of every month, we had here at the library a guitar club that I helped run. And in our guitar club, we talked guitar, I gave lessons, I would help people with any questions that they had regarding the guitar or music. We would talk a little bit of theory and learn, simple songs and chord structures and things like that. I've been playing for about 15 years, mostly electric guitar. Obviously this is an acoustic guitar in my hand here. This is a great tool for anybody learning to play the guitar. I find the electric guitar to be a little bit easier, but the acoustic guitar will make you a better player. Most folks actually do start on the acoustic guitars, myself included. So now that we're all stuck at home, it's actually a great time to pick up an instrument. It keeps your brain working, it lets you let your creativity out, and it's just something new and fun and an accomplishment every time you learn something. You feel better, and music's great. Any instrument's great. But the guitar is the coolest instrument, hands down. So let's start by making sure we're in tune here. Most guitars have 6 strings. Most guitars are tuned, or should be tuned, to what's called E, or standard, or A440. Now there are a whole bunch of different tunings out there. Joni Mitchell, Sonic Youth, people like that they would make all kinds of crazy noises with their guitar, but most people start out with what's called standard tuning. And the strings are tuned to the pitches of E, B, G, D, A, and E. Now, going down to up can be a little bit confusing, so I'm going to do those the opposite way. We're going to go E, A, D, G, B, and E. Now, a good way to remember those that I've heard a lot of other much more advanced guitar players than me is they use a term or a sentence that helps you remember. They say, Eddie 8, dynamite, good, bye, Eddie. E, A, D, G, B, E. It's a goofy way to remember, and it works. So, while you're developing your ear, a lot of folks can just tune a guitar by their ear, but that takes a great deal of experience. I use one of these clip-on tuners. You can buy them anywhere, any guitar store, any music store, from $10 to $20. There's various other tuners you can use that require a microphone, or they usually have built-in microphones that pick up the noise and tell you what pitch your string is at. And those are really great. You can actually get apps on your phone. There's a ton of really great free apps. The only thing about those is if you have siblings like I did growing up, or everybody's at home making noise, the tuners will pick up those noises. So I like these clip-on tuners because it actually just picks up the vibration of your guitar here. And the way these work is you clip it onto the headstock, that's what this is, of your guitar there. You turn it on. So that's my E, my low E, that's Eddie, if you will. And so if you'll see, I'm going to tune it down a lower pitch, and you'll see it going, it's actually going to D sharp now. So I want to tune it back up to E. And once it gets into the green there, we're good. There we go. And I usually put it on the backside of my headstock so it's a little easier to see for myself, so that I'm not sticking my head over my guitar there. It's uncomfortable. So once we're in tune, I always tell my students, the first thing you do after you tune your guitar is you tune your guitar again. And I tuned my guitar several times before we started this video, but I'm just going to give it a nice, to make sure we're in tune. We sound pretty good. Now, most people are also going to start out with a pick. Guitar pick. They come in various shapes and sizes. I use kind of a thicker, they call it a jazz pick. I guess that's what jazz people play. Although I don't really consider myself a jazz guitar player. That's all right. Most people start with like a medium size or even a thin pick. And when you're holding it, what you want to do, if you want to zoom in here, we're going to put it on our pointy finger like this. And this is kind of a rough way of doing this. So everybody's got slight variations. Eddie Van Halen played his like this, which is funky, but he's the best ever, so that's okay. I guess it worked. But what's comfortable for me and a lot of other folks is kind of like that there. You're almost like, and you're pinching it. And then when you turn your hand, you want to be pointing at your strings here. And you want to brush. Looks like you're like a paintbrush over your strings there. Real light. And sometimes you'll see people, I have short fingers, people with longer fingers I'll actually kind of curve the tip of their fingers there like that. You'll see. You'll also see people play with their fingers and not use the pick at all. But we'll start with the pick today. So the first shape that I would like to, that I pretty much show everybody is, it's called an E minor. And E minor is great because you're only going to use 2 fingers. And there's a shape right next to it. Well, it's actually the same shape, but it's a different chord. And both of these chords, or the shape of the chord, can be used pretty much everywhere. So we're going to take our pointy finger and our middle finger, and I'm going to take my pointy finger, and on the A string, Eddie, 8, on the 2nd fret here, 1, 2, I'm just going to push down, and then I'm going to take my middle finger and I'm going to push down same fret of the string right below it. That would be D, Eddie, 8, Dynamite. And I'm going to paint or brush my strings down. Now it's kind of a sad sounding chord. They're not all sad sounding like that. You'll get into G major and D major and all that stuff, but those require a little bit more work. So right now we're just going to do this, E minor. And this is a great one when you're just sitting watching TV or in the backyard, or if you have, 5 to 10 minutes of quiet time, just go down, down, up, down, down, up, down, down, up. Simple rhythm. It'll get your right hand going as well. And when you strum, you want to keep your wrist loose. You want to just turn your wrist like this. You don't want a lot of elbow going on there. When you get really cool, you can do, Pete Townsend, big. We'll work to that. We gotta earn that. So from now, we're just gonna. Now, what we can do with this, take the same shape, same frets, but the strings just below. This is an A sus2. It's a variation of an A chord. So we'll just call it A for now. And just do the same thing. I would be willing to bet there's a lot of songs out there that are just those 2 chords, or at least those 2 chords are a big part of it. I'd have to think of what they are. They're there. And the cool thing about these shapes is you can move it up. And that'll help you develop a little bit of dexterity in your left hand here, because arching our fingers over these strings and being able to push down takes a little bit of effort. And if you happen to see, the tips of my fingers there have some dents in them. That hurts when you are just starting out. So these simple chords are nice because you can get playing right away. Like I said, you develop a little bit of strength, a little bit of dexterity in your fingers. You toughen your fingertips up a little bit. If you play long enough, you'll get calluses, and it doesn't hurt at all. Looks kind of weird, but hey, that's okay. So if you ever have any questions about guitar, if we're still, you know, doing the curbside pickup, if we're not open to the public yet, you can give us a call Monday through Friday. Ask for me, Tyler. If you have anything you'd like to learn about the guitar, let us know and I'll do another video. But I just figured I would do this just to kind of give you guys a good starting point, and hope you're not terribly bored at home and it's a good time to pick up guitar or any other instrument. All right, take care.